All right, so check it out. This is the top-down approach. This is meant to be done with no weight, but you can use a couple of 2.5 pounds or 5 pound weights if you want to. This is not meant to be intensive, so you can do this several times throughout the day, as many times as you want. Anytime that you have this itch to kind of move, right? So as we're doing this, I want you to focus on having really good posture. I like to call it calm assertive posture. So that's standing upright. My shoulders are pinched back. My chest is out. I like to imagine myself walking in front of some people going up on stage or something. How would you carry yourself? You'd carry yourself nice, calm, and assertive, right? Confident. All right. And then every time we do any of these movements, most of these things, we're going to have our lower back in some kind of a neutral position. I'll explain that as we go through each one of these. Okay. So top down is just my moniker for remembering to hit each one of these body parts. So let's start with the arms. We're going to do 6 repetitions of each one of these. I want you to put your feet up under your hips, all right? So your feet are kind of close together, toes are pointed forward. I want you to lock your elbows out. We're going to get 6 arm raises all the way up, all right? We're going to do a nice squeeze at the top, 2. When I say squeeze, we have that nice mind muscle connection. So I'm squeezing the top of my shoulder, 3. Keeping my elbows nice and locked, 4. Trying to improve this overhead position, 5. And 6. Just like that. All right, nice. Now we're going to do 6 lateral raises. And again, keeping the elbows nice and locked. My feet are still up under my hips. I got a neutral stance. My toes are pointed forward. And I'm just raising my arms up, keeping my elbows nice and locked. 2, with a nice squeeze at the top. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Nice. Now we're going to do another lateral raise, but this time we're going to do it bent over. All right, so we're here like this. As I do this movement, I'm keeping my chest, my shoulders pinched back, my chest is out. I'm pushing my hips back. I'm keeping my lower back nice and tight and flat. And now in this bent over position, I'm going to do what we call like some reverse flies, but keeping the elbows nice and locked with a big squeeze. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Nice. All right, now we're going to do what we call some high pulls. Now you can imagine having some kind of a bar right here in between your hands. So again, my feet are up under my hips, and I'm just going to raise my elbows up and keep my elbows up as high as I can while keeping my hands close to the body. Nice squeeze at the top. 2, this is so good for your shoulder mobility. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Nice work. All right, so now we're going to work on our way top down. We're going to do some bicep curls and tricep extensions. So all I want to do here is pretend that I have some weight. I want to squeeze my biceps, and then I want to pretend that I'm pushing down some weight. I want to squeeze my triceps. 2, 2, 3, 3. If I'm doing this right, I should almost feel a cramp in my muscles. 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. Nice work. All right, now working top down, we're going to do some good mornings. For good mornings, we still have our feet up under the hips. And all we're doing here is we're pushing the hips back. We have a slight unlock in the knees. We're pushing the hips back until we feel a little bit of a stretch in the butt and the hamstrings right here. Okay, now if I want, I can enhance this by putting my hands behind my head just like this. And again, keeping my shoulders pinched back and my chest out. 2, 3, pushing the hips back till you feel a stretch. Open the hips all the way. 4. If you want, you can put your arms down. 5, 6. All right, cool. Now we want to move into some squats. So squats are extremely beneficial. It also is useful to have someone kind of guide you in the process or coach you through it. Make sure you have a good squat. I'm just going to go through the basics right now. Do the best you can. If you need to, you can squat to a chair. I have a chair right here that I can kind of demo. But what we want for a squat versus feet up under the hips, like we were just doing with most of those movements, we want a shoulder width stance. So feet up under the shoulders, a little bit wider. Toes are still pointed forward. And all I want to do to initiate the squat is I'm going to push my butt back as if I'm about to sit down onto a chair or onto the toilet. I'm going to open my knees up, and then I'm going to keep my chest up as I go down, ideally breaking parallel or just past parallel, okay? So, and then we're going to stand up by driving all the way through the feet, opening the hips all the way forward, and then we'll do 5 more of them, all right? So we're going down and then up, 2. Now, if I want to, I can use a chair. If I'm not comfortable with my squat, I'm not sure if I'm doing it right, you can pretend like you're sitting down onto a toilet. All right, so again, push the hips back, open the knees, stand all the way up. 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. All right, now let's do some high knees. Now high knees are so powerful, so functional, because this is basically giving you the capacity to step over stuff, right? So a high knee, all we're going to do is stand in place, and I'm going to raise the knee up as high as I can. I want to try to get this knee as high as I can. That opposite foot is driving down into the ground. It's nice and straight. I should feel that straight leg, my butt cheek kind of clench up, and I'm just going to alternate and give myself 6 on each side. 1. Get that knee up as high as you can. 2. 3. Pushing that bottom leg into the ground. 4. Trying to get that knee up as high as you can. 5. 6. Now over time, you should notice your knees get higher and higher and higher. In fact, you should feel all these movements get just a little bit more comfortable. All right, so still working our way top down. Let's do some toe touches. Okay, so all we're going to do here is we're going to keep the feet up under the hips, and we're just going to try to touch our toes. This is where we can round our back, right? So I'm just going to relax down, try to touch the ground. 1, the further down you can go, the better. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. Now that we have done a squat, let's try to do some bootstraps. And if you can't do these, you can skip it. So for the bootstraps, all we're looking to do is get into the bottom of a squat. All right, and at that bottom of the squat, I'm nice and deep. I'm in between my knees right here. I'm grabbing my toes, pulling my butt down, keeping my chest up, and then I'm just going to raise my hips up. All right, and I can do that 5 more times if I can, right? Down to the bottom of the squat, chest up, pulling my hips down towards my heels, and then hips up in the air. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. Final thing, 6 calf raises, right? We're having the feet up under the hips and we're just getting up on the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. All right, so that is our guided top-down movement session where we attempted to hit just about every body part. Now, feel free to throw in your own different movements. The goal here is to move with intention, to focus on each body part, to have a mind-muscle connection, and to change your positions throughout the day, all right? So again, feel free to add your own movements to it and change the rep scheme if you want to. You can make it less if you're short on time. You can do like 3 reps of each one. You can do 10 if you got more time. But I think that's a pretty solid progression. Join us in the next video. We're going to do something from the ground where we're focused more on some mobility and stretching.